The question, are we in a crypto bull market right now? Let's take a look at it. I want to take an unbiased look if we are actually in a bull market or that we are maybe in some kind of a trap that could wreck us all. It depends on what you define with bull market. If you look up what is a bull run, actually you see all kind of different terminologies and explanations of what a bull market actually is. And in crypto, there is always an asset that goes up with 40% because crypto is super volatile. And can you necessarily say that we are in a bull market then? Well, let's take a look if that's actually the case. Welcome to the Fomo Factory. Subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. There is a Patreon link down below where you get a lot of exclusive videos and other content, personal consulting, etc. So go check it out. But I would like to go over, are we in a bull market? Because I think that if you know the answer to this question, you can make the best investments, right? Now, again, it depends, man, what you define as a bull market. If you look at Bitcoin, for example, what Bitcoin has been doing this year, 137% up. Now, for a very low liquidity shitcoin with some hype, hey, 137% could happen at any moment, and then it could dump again, right? So we have to consider that. Now, with Bitcoin, more than 2x, that doesn't really happen in a bear market, right? But in my opinion, there is more than a bull and a bear market. There's always something in between. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you take a look at Bitcoin on the longer time frame, right? And at the previous markets, this was a bull market. It was pretty obvious. This was a bear market, right? But we had our bottom, and then what we did over here was basically just going sideways. Is that the bear market? Is that a bull market? You know, it's some kind of a crap market, right? Then we had a clear bull market, again, bear market, and even though Bitcoin 4x right here, we also came all the way down. So overall, this was pretty sideways, and in my opinion, this was the bull market. Now, if I look at Bitcoin, we had the bear market. We're now going up, but it could be that we go down again to maybe 20K, right? I'm not suggesting right here, hey, we go to 20K, but you know, so far it happened every time. So we should keep in consideration that it's possible to happen again, right? I'm not much under the opinion that this time is different until it actually is. So yeah, can we call this a bull market already? Yeah, we can call this a bull market just as much as we could have called this a bull market, right? And it doesn't mean that in a bull market, people think like, hey, we are going to new all-time highs. Well, in this bull market, we didn't, right? In this bull market, we went to 14K, give or take, instead of that 20. And only after the halving right here, that's the blue line, we went into the real bull market. Now, from what I see on the charts so far, basically always after the halving, the real bull market starts, right? The real bull market starts. And here you could say, hey, we already went from 160 to 600, right, before the halving. But this was not really a parabolic move. Look how long we went sideways here, right? We went sideways from November 2015 until May 2016. Yeah, in a bull market, you do not go sideways for half a year, in my opinion. In a bull market, you go pretty hard up, right? That's what we see over here. However, man, if we look at altcoins right now, so if we look at See the Fly, this is going crazy, right? See the Fly, for example, it's my biggest holding, and I've told you before, bro. By the way, Launchpads, damn. If you look at Launchpads, engine starter, flying, See the Fly, now finally flying, Pools Finance. This is an older chart, by the way, because they had a relaunch, but going quite hard compared to where it came from. GameFi, hey, finally doing something at least. Chain GPT doing very well as well. Man, I kid you not. Launchpads, that's all I can say. I can just make a video every day where I just say Launchpads and then done. And I think that's the best information you can get out of a crypto video, really. But See the Fly, man. breaking all resistances right here, right? We had this huge level sitting at around 70, 70 and 80 cents, and we broke it. The next huge level was here at around $1, right? We had this support over here, or resistance over here, support here, major support here, broke it, no problem. Then we had a big resistance level sitting at 150, 160, give or take, broke it. Now we are facing a point where it's going to be quite tough, to be honest, because we do have good resistance sitting here at where we are right now. But damn, it is flying right now. And it depends a little on how you look at it, because you can look at this and be like, yeah, see the file went up 250%. Yes, but it's also because it first came down 97%, right? And I don't know if that says anything to you, but look how far Bitcoin would have gone down if that gone down 97%. Well, look, I would like to show you. So if Bitcoin would have done the same as CeDeFi and went down 97%, it would have gone down to $2,000, right? That's what altcoins did. They didn't went down like 70% or so, like Bitcoin. They went down 90+%, and that's a huge difference. You might feel like, oh, it's just 20% difference. Yeah, 20% from the top, right? Not where you are right now. That's a bigger amount. So of course, the harder the fall, the harder the recovery. Now, could we look at CeDeFi, for example, and I will use the other altcoins and the general altcoin chart in a while as well. But could we look at this and be like, hey, are we in a bull market? Well, look, there are some pros and there are some cons to that argument, and I'm not even here to give you the answer, really. I'm more sitting here to give you the possibilities that we have right now, right? So CeDeFi, for example, it went up 255%, right? So yeah, that's quite a lot. So let me put that in, 255%. However, we had a decent pump over here as well of 114%, and we had a decent pump over here as well of 270%, right? So although we pumped quite hard right now, it's not that different from what we have already seen 3 times before in this bear market, after which it still put in a low. We pumped 270% and we came down and made a new low. Here we pumped more than 100%, we came down, we made a new low. Now we pumped 255%. Could we come down and make a new low? This is absolutely not in the line of expectation that people have right now when they look at crypto. They look at crypto and they be like, man, euphoric, bullish, buying, this and that. But people had the same over here and here. And we still came down. So I'm not sitting here suggesting or saying or promising or whatevering that we will come down. But I am sitting here like, you will be stupid if you don't keep it into consideration, because it happened 2 times before, right? In the last year, basically. In the last 1.5 years, it happens twice before. There's no good reason why it can't happen right now. None, right? But there's always an upside, right? There's an upside. What's the upside? Well, let me show you this, which is quite interesting. So if you do look at CeDeFi, and for example, right, but this goes for a lot of altcoins, you could say like, hey, it went from 50 cents to 185. It has all the way to go to $17, right? Then again, if you look at CeDeFi in this case, and you go to the market cap of this token, you'd be like, you know what? It's actually pretty close already to where it came from, right? I mean, it came from, well, nothing, basically a $4 million market cap, something we will 100% guaranteed never see again, as long as CeDeFi is not dying, at least, right? We shot all the way up to 350. Here we came down to 34. Then we went to 100. Then we came all the way down to 35, 34, give or take again. Then we came all the way up to 70. Then we came all the way down to 30. And now we're back at that 100, give or take, right? Same level as over here. That's August 2022, right? Now you can see right here, August in 2022 was here. But the price was way higher right there, right? It's 320 and we're now at 185. But the market cap is the same, right? What the fuck, crypto? I don't get you. Well, it's because more tokens are now in circulation, okay? And actually, if you look at such an altcoin, it's already way more expensive than what you think, basically, right? So this is basically now this, right? So when you look at the supply, etc., it's already basically sitting at $3 plus, right? And that goes for a lot of altcoins. It's a downside of newer altcoin, of older altcoins. They have that inflation, right? So in this case, also if you look at Cetify, it's now $100 million market cap, right? All-time high was 350, so it can do a 3.5x from here, right? 3.5x. So that's 250%. So if we take it up 250%, then this, give or take, $6.50 will be the same as this $18 over here. So Cetify is already quite far into it. But yeah, you won't notice really that much in your wallet as you just, if you somehow completely bought the bottom and now are here, you made it 3x, right? And you'd be like, hey, but it went from 50 cents, you know, can we go back to $18? Like, that's way more. That's 36x. Yeah, that's not realistic to look at, right? In Cetify specific case, I do think that it is possible, but that would mean that it will be way more overvalued than what it was in the last cycle. And that's what you can see over here. By the way, this is an extra video, so if you appreciate that, like the video. I released another video lately about a review, but I figured like, yeah, that was like enough for today. So anyway, this is the other chart, the top 125 excluding the top 10. So a fair representation of the altcoin market, right? And to just go back to its all-time high right here, we have to go up with 3x. So crypto or altcoins have a 3x to go collectively to get back to their all-time high. Oh, that's not a lot, right? We already did almost half of that, right? Well, almost. We already did a 2.5x, so we did slightly more than half of that already. So is the bull market going on right now based on this? It could. I don't have a good answer to that, actually. I'm more asking the question. Let me know what you think, because it depends what you define as a bull market, right? Here as well, in the last cycle, I've showed you this before, and I think this is quite interesting. So in the last cycle, we came out of the bear market, right? And let me draw it somewhere like that. So we came out of the bear market, and we had our bottom. Right? Just like we had over here, we came out, we had our bottom. Now we went up quite hard and we came down almost a double bottom. So we had a bottom, came up quite hard, came down again, almost a double bottom. So that's completely the same. But we also had a second run right here, which is what we have right now. So could that correspondate, is that the right word, with this rally, that we first have the rally and then the crash? Or is it just this part right here? All in all, what we did over here is we came down, the altcoin market did a 4x, and what it then did came all the way down again with 72 freaking percent, right? 72%. Now what we did, we had the bottom, we did almost a 2x, and then came down 40%. So kind of what we did last cycle, but way lower, right? Way lower. So that could, of course, also mean that if that's the case, then, hey, this right here could be this breakout. but that would mean that the next cycle is going to be way less gains. So from that point, we did a 21x give or take on the altcoin market. Well, everything is like 3 times as low right now when it comes to the move. So let's say that we do a 6x from this point, so 500% or so, right? Could also be the case. What I do look at is crypto is cyclical, right? Crypto moves in cycles. We all know about the 4-year halving. It's no, I think it's no coincidence that Bitcoin topped out in end 2013, end 2017, end 2021, right? Therefore, we also kind of expect end 2025 to be the top of the bull run. But if we really believe in those cycles, then we also should look like, okay, when did we break out of right here in the altcoin market? That was May, June, right? July, let's say July 2020. That's July 2024, of course. All right. So if we go to July 2024, let's say June right here, right? This could be the point where we break out. So could it be, right, that we are now kind of doing the same as we did over here, and that this is our peak where we are right now, and that we have one more correction. I'm not saying completely to the downside. This was a black swan. We may not get a black swan this time, or we may do. I don't know. But that we at least have a good correction and then break out. Could be, right? If we take it in months, so this is not really anymore, is this a bull or bear market, but more analyzing how the market moved. We broke down below, like in this accumulation phase right here. We broke down below here. And we broke out, oh shit, here, and we broke out over here. This was 24 months, right? 2 years of being in this accumulation phase, right? Now, we broke it here, and if we take it 24 months, where would that take us? Well, here, of course, right? Also, June, give or take 2024. We are now in 18 months. So we are missing 6 months, right? From the moment here we broke out, 6 months, this is what we miss, right? This point, from this till this. And overall, this was pretty much sideways, right? This whole area from here to here was pretty much sideways. So could it be that we, do something like this? Could be, right? Thing is, though, that it doesn't seem like much, right? Like little sideways. But if we actually did not draw this right here for no reason, if we actually do that, that is a 40% dump. If we do get a 40% dump on altcoins, hey, that's a good moment to step in. And you should not wait for the bottom. You should not wait for a certain amount of percentages of dump. I would recommend DCAing. I don't know how smart it is to DCA the resistance, right? Like, again, we are now in this red territory right here. Yeah, we have major support over here, resistance over here. Now we are again, like, are we going to break in one push? I don't know. Usually we don't do something like that, right? Here we also took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts, right? Now this is basically our second. So, hey, could we stay in this region for a while? Yes. Does it mean that altcoins cannot pump in the meantime? No. Like said, for example, C2Fi was pumping quite hard, right? And but that barely impacts the others chart, right? That barely impacts it, right? C2Fi is not even included in that chart, by the way. So I don't know, man. I'm very curious to see how it goes. But again, is it a bull market right now? The answer, the only correct answer is it depends on what you mean by a bull market, right? One says, oh, you have to go up so many months or so many weeks or so much percent in a row. The other says where new buyers come in. One says yes, one says no, right? We are going up quite hard right now. We have 2 months of pumping after each other, right? If you take a look at least for C2Fi, let's take a look at the other chart, the altcoin chart. Yeah, wow, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green months in a row. Well, I can at least tell you that 6 green months in a row did not happen in a bear market. So it's definitely not a bear market, at least. But we came close here, right? In 2019, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green months in a row. And the red one before that wasn't even that red, right? That was down 5%. So on the other hand, in such a sideways market, we can also have so many green candles and still not be in a bull market, right? Let me put it like this. Is it an explosive parabolic bull market right now? Right now? Right, no? No, it's not, right? I mean, in half a year, it went up. If we don't include this small wick right here, in half a year, it went up 70%, right? Well, in a bull market, we did here 70% in 1 month, as you can see. And here we did another 70% in a month after that. And a month after that, we did 53%. And after that, we did 36%. That's a bull market, right? Not where we take half a year to make 70% gains. That's not really how it works. And yeah, I'm not gonna I wanted to say well, is it an alt season? No. Although altcoins go up, it's not alt season. Alt season is where altcoins outperform Bitcoin. Now you could say, yeah, well, look at this altcoin. This is outperforming Bitcoin, so it is alt season. No, it's your shitcoin season. Happened to be, right? That's very simple. Therefore, you have the Bitcoin dominance, right? And the Bitcoin dominance, if it goes up, it's Bitcoin season. If it goes down, it's altcoin season. Very simple. If you look at the chart, hey, we have a correction right now, but we also had it over here, here, and here, right? Overall, the trend is still up. So it's a big Bitcoin season. Altcoin season will come, of course. And I hope we go up first more, right? Let altcoins get wrecked against Bitcoin. Why? Because the higher we go, the harder we can fall. If we now go down, we will see the smallest alt season ever. If you don't see all these kind of wicks as an alt season, right? But this was an alt season. In order to get that, yeah, we should first go up, because I know this is not the floor. But I do feel like, hey, it was holding up so well right here. What makes altcoins so special right now, all of a sudden, compared to here or even here, right? We have all these IDOs, we have NFTs, hype, gaming, this, that, AI. And what happens? Bitcoin season. Like, okay, then what the fuck do altcoins need to do to go down and even make a new low, right? Like, that will take something, in my opinion. Nevertheless, it is beautiful to see how things are going up right now. Quite hard. Like it's also a shift of liquidity, what I notice, right? Because if you look at ChainGPT today, down 7.5%, AVAX down 5%, Dubs down 5%, Shrapnel down 8.5%. Then again, we have Seedify up 10%, Passage up 7%. Like, it's like not really like clear. Like, okay, so are we up or down? One is down, one is up, and it's shifting a little bit. The only good reason for me to believe that we are not in a real bull market yet is because no new people are coming into crypto. If you look at the last cycles, the red line is the new people stepping in and the blue line is the Bitcoin price. If you look, when Bitcoin went into a bull market, it's also when new people entered the crypto space. Last bull market as well, right? The red line was going dramatically up. Now it is still going down. Of course, on the shorter time frame, it has a small spike, but this is just a lower high right here. You can draw a perfect trend line over this, basically, right? So this is just going down right here. So no new people are coming into crypto. Oh, well, then why, is crypto going up? Why are altcoins going up? Well, that's pretty easy. That's the USDT dominance. A lot of people in crypto, they haven't left really, right? Because the USDT dominance, a lot of people here were in stables, right? A lot of people here were in stables, mostly from June 2022, by the way, which is quite funny if you know that the bull market stopped here, right? So only after Bitcoin went down, people started to go into USDT again. But from this point, the USDT dominance went down with 33%. That's a lot, right? And that was all deployed into Bitcoin. Therefore, Bitcoin was going up basically since November 2022, where this stopped out, until now. That's why we have seen Bitcoin rise. And now if we look in a shorter time frame, the Bitcoin dominance on the daily, you see that the dominance is going down. So now people are moving their Bitcoin money into altcoins. Ta-da! That's why altcoins are going up. So can we call that a bull market? It's a shift of liquidity. And if you call that a bull market, I don't know. But it's more that the people in crypto right now felt like, hey, let's deploy that cash again. But we are not getting newer people into crypto yet. So far, that always happens. And there are still many enough people that can enter crypto. So it's not that the people ran out of, that we ran out of people or anything. That I don't believe. So it's not even an informational video. It's just me thinking about the market, how it's looking right now, and what the possibilities are. Yeah, I think it's quite interesting. Altcoins on the Bitcoin pair are still quite low. So if you have Bitcoin, you can still basically buy altcoins that are around the bottom, which is quite interesting. If you look at the others chart on its Bitcoin pair, it's further away from the bottom, but still, hey, it's close to the bottom than to the top. So you are definitely not missing out yet, right? You're not missing out. I mean, the altcoin market will be explosive. Again, I've showed you the others chart, and I said like, hey, we can go up with like 3x or so, and then we are back at the all-time highs. But let's be real. In every market, we make new all-time highs. With an all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high. Where could the next one be? I don't know. I said 1 trillion. Man, maybe it's going to be 5. I have no idea, right? I think that we can make a video about that to have some measurements and speculations and history to take a look at where the altcoin market could actually go in the next cycle top. Because there's a lot more to be made than a 3x from here. And therefore I said like, hey, altcoins just did a 2x collectively. You didn't miss out yet. The fun part is about to come. So let's stay tuned for that.